Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is at the end of a very long workday. It's a Monday. It was definitely a Monday, so I need something easy for dinner tonight. I had planned a couple of air fryer recipes this week and I decided to go ahead and film them for you. I am trying out a new air fryer, so I thought this is a great time to tell you about the air fryer and to show you these recipes. And I want to try to find one more recipe before I get this video edited and uploaded. So you have 3 in this video, but for sure you're going to have 2 dinners, and they both sound amazing and are both super easy, which is important for a weekday meal. It was actually some of you guys that have reminded me that I need to use my air fryer more. It sits on my counter. I don't really use it that often. And when I do use it, it's just so much easier and I just forget about it. And so many people have commented on different recipes and stuff just saying how that would be easy in the air fryer. I should do that in the air fryer. I'm like, yes, you are so right. We should. So I'm on the hunt for some more air fryer recipes. I'm going to be kind of looking for them and do a couple during the week because it's true. It's getting to be hotter. Last thing we want to do is turn on that oven. 400 degrees, it heats up the kitchen super fast. So why not save on that, a little bit of electricity and use the air fryer. So tonight's dinner, I am doing air fryer chicken tenders. I'm also going to give you the low carb keto version just to let you know what you can do to make it low carb and keto friendly. This week I am doing, this month I'm doing a calorie counting challenge. So I'm doing mostly low calorie type recipes and dinners, but I want to give you your option for the keto friendly, low carb friendly option as well. This recipe has hardly any ingredients, which are fabulous again for a Monday night. So of course we need some chicken. So these are just chicken tenderloins from Costco. It says to do about 12. I think there's usually about 8 in this package, so I'm not too worried, but I've got those. Then 2 large eggs beaten. So we're going to do 2 eggs here. Salt and pepper, which I did not grab that, so we need some salt and pepper. I'm also going to add more seasonings. This recipe, that's literally all it has. That's not enough for me. You guys know I like my seasonings. So we're also going to do garlic powder, onion powder. I'm also going to add some grated Parmesan to the breading because that just sounds amazing, and this just doesn't have enough spice in it for me. I also need some breadcrumbs. So we're going to need regular breadcrumbs. You need a half a cup of regular breadcrumbs and a half a cup of panko breadcrumbs. The panko one's what's going to make it kind of crunchy. Then we'll need some cooking spray, and it says lemon wedges for serving, but we're going to make some dip tonight, so that's what we're going to be doing. Now, for the low carb keto way, you want to use pork rinds. I found these pork rind crumbles at Grocery Outlet one day. You can buy them online, buy them on Amazon, or you can just get some regular pork rinds, put them in like a blender and just pulverize them, or food processor, or you can just sometimes what I do is put them in a Ziploc bag and just take a rolling pin and just roll over it, and you can crunch them up. But these ones are already crunched up, and this was a great deal that I found there. So these can work in place of these other products, and I've done them many times using these, and they've turned out beautiful. Okay, that's all you need. So I'm going to go ahead and get my breading station set up, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to keep your breading on your chicken. And these tips have helped me over and over and over again, and they work out perfectly. Okay, so we have our chicken in here. We have our half a cup each of the panko and the breadcrumbs, and then a quarter a cup of Parmesan cheese, and then 2 eggs here. One thing I wanted to tell you, a tip as far as for breading your stuff, is season every layer. So I've already seasoned this with salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. And then I'm going to do the same thing here because you want every layer to be seasoned, so that way every layer of your food is seasoned. Probably just be a little bit careful on the salt, that you don't go too heavy on the salt because you are salting all the layers, especially with this pink salt. So I just do just a little sprinkle there. We're going to do a little sprinkle on the eggs, and then we'll do the same thing with pepper, just kind of sprinkle it in there. I tell you guys, this makes so much of a difference when you are tasting it. And then we're going to do some onion powder on each of them. Like I said, this is not in the original recipe as far as these onion powder and all that. They may say to season every layer, but I don't think so. Nope, I don't see that it says that. Okay, garlic powder. But I will have the original recipe linked down below. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and whisk this together and whisk this together, and then we'll start our breading. I apologize, I can't make my thing any higher because my good mount broke and I have not had a chance to repurchase another one. So I'm going to show you the best I can here. Okay, so we have our chicken here. We're going to dip it in our egg first. Now this is the first tip that I have. When you're dipping in the egg, shake off the excess egg. And the reason why you want to do that is because if there's any like big clumps of egg on here, then the breading is going to stick to it and then it's going to fall right off because you haven't, it'll just stick to that part of the egg that's just kind of hanging on there, and the breading will fall right off. And it's the same thing with the breading. When you put the breading in here, I usually put a little bit of a layer, then I do a shake, and then I just do another one and shake it off. Now again, like I said, you just want to make sure you do a good shake or else the breading is going to stick. Now you can double dip, so you can do it that way too. This recipe doesn't call for that, so I don't know if there's enough ingredients for that. But again, in between, make sure you shake that egg off and then you do that breading. And you kind of just press it in a little bit when you're doing this double dip. You just kind of press it in there really nice, and then again shake off the excess because that excess is not going to do anything but just fall off if you leave it on there. So I'm going to do the rest of these. I think I'm just going to single dip them because I don't think I'll have enough of the breadcrumbs and stuff on there. But I just wanted to let you know you can do the double dip, and it'll just make more of a crust on there, of course. But I just kind of press it, press, and then shake, and you see how all that stays on there really well because we shook all that excess egg off of there. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of these, and then I'll show you what I do, my little trick for the air fryer as well. I put the cutlets on this tray, and I'll tell you why. Here's another tip for your air fryer. You don't want to spray cooking spray directly into your air fryer. I learned this the bad way. I thought, that's not true. It's not going to mess up your air fryer. It will mess up your air fryer, you guys. I have ruined at least 2 air fryers. I mean, they're not ruined, but the slick part in here in your basket, it starts peeling and stuff, and that's from the cooking spray. So believe me when I tell you, don't spray cooking spray in your air fryer. So I always put everything on a little tray like this ever since then, and I'm just going to take some cooking spray and I'm going to spray them directly onto the cutlets so we can get a little bit of crisp, to it. And I'm going to do it on, am I doing it on both sides? Yeah, why not? We'll do it on both sides. I know this stuff's probably not the best for you, and you should probably get a better brand. I don't have good luck with, what brand was it I picked up? I don't know, if the spray was all weird and it meant the whole spray thing messed up and ended up just glopping all over the place. I hated it. Okay, so my chicken cutlets are ready to go into the air fryer. This recipe says to put them in at 400, I'm pulling it up again, 400 for 5 to 6 minutes on each side. I do need to preheat my hair dryer. Oh my gosh, my air fryer needs to heat up, so I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this air fryer here after I show you this recipe. So we're going to go ahead and heat that up for 5 minutes, and then I'll probably have to do 2 batches of these. Okay, it's kind of loud, so before I finish. Also, I use these things. I bought these when I got my first air fryer. I got these off of Amazon. You get like 100 of them for like 10 bucks. My first air fryer was round, so this fit in there perfectly, but this does fit in the square ones. I just put these on here. It's like parchment paper, and then it will not stick, which is really nice because then that way it also keeps your air fryer nice and in good shape as well. So I put this in the bottom after I heat it up. I put this in the bottom of the air fryer. And then, but yeah, I will have these linked down below as well. Like I said, I bought them like 4 years ago, and they have been lasted me that long. So I'm gonna go ahead and heat up my air fryer, and then I'll show you how I do these. Now remember, if you had to preheat your air fryer, it's hot. I'm telling you that more for me than for you because I always forget. Okay, so I just put that down in there, and you can spray it with some cooking spray if you want, but I try to spray the food ahead of time like I did. So I just try to lay it on there. Now you do lose a little bit of room, but not much. You can see it's, with this being square and this being round, you do lose a little bit, but Not too much. And I always try to put the same size pieces in here and just kind of give it a little air. That's what these little holes here are for. This little air fryer thing is that it allows to circulate the air. So let's try not to overcrowd it. I do have kind of one little oddball, like little guy here. Okay. Okay, so it says 5 to 6 minutes on each side. So I'll put it for, I think I'll do 5 minutes this first round, and then I'll turn it over and do 6 minutes on the second one. So we want to do 400 degrees. We'll just do 5 minutes this first time. Start. And there we go. All those chicken tenders are finishing up. Let me show you what I'm going to have with the rest of my dinner. So I have, this is what I call my perfect salad. We have a spring mix with some spinach, avocado, walnuts, my homemade white wine vinaigrette, and some blue cheese crumbles. This is the perfect salad. We have some ranch dip that I made out of this Greek yogurt and the seasoning mix that I get from Thrive Market. But I also have a DIY ranch seasoning mix in a video I posted a couple weeks ago. So you can also make your own, which is super easy. So this will be my sides for my chicken tenders, which are almost done. 5 more minutes and they are done. And here they are, you guys. And listen, they are so crispy, and they would come out crispy like this whether you use the pork rinds or the breadcrumbs. It's just about spraying them with that cooking spray, and also just in the air fryer, it just cooks them so even. I mean, look at this, you guys. Let's see if I can show you like both sides, and look how good that breading stays on. See, it's just perfection. Perfection. Okay, let me plate up my food and I'll show you what I got. And here is my finished dinner. I did 3 tenders. So I did mine 3 servings because I only had 9 chicken tenders. Now in the original recipe, it has 12. So it was 3 tenders. So it actually is about the same. So this ends up being just the tenders alone are 285 calories for 3 of them, about this size, with all the ingredients I used. Now I did not use all the breadcrumbs or all the panko or even all the egg. So it actually may be a little bit less, but I wasn't gonna measure my leftover, what I had left over. Probably if I would have had 12, if I had 3 more cutlets, it probably would have used all of those ingredients. But there's my tenders, my dip, my perfect salad, and this will be my dinner. Okay, at least 1 more recipe coming up, maybe 2 at this point. I'm filming this early in the week, but the next recipe you're going to see is going to be a chicken cordon bleu. So let's get into that recipe. Now, since I know I'll get questions, I want to talk a little bit about this air fryer. One of the things that I really love about it is it's huge. It's a 5.8 quart. I will tell you guys from experience, if you are trying to decide on an air fryer and you don't think that you need a big one, get a big one. Honestly, get it, because you can use it for meal prepping. Even if there's only 1 or 2 of you in your household, believe me, get the big one. You'll wish you did. Usually the price difference is not that much different between a small one and a big one. When I first got my first air fryer, I think I had a 3.6 or 4.3, and I was so sorry I did not spend that $10 extra for the larger one. Believe me, you will want the larger one. This is also a smart air fryer, which is completely new to me. I never heard of it before. It connects to an app called the VSync app. Really easy to connect. I'll kind of show you some screenshots here when I was trying to connect to it. I was having trouble with my own Wi-Fi. That's the only reason why I had a little bit of trouble, but if you know your Wi-Fi password, then you don't have to worry about it like I did. But this just connects through your Alexa if you'd like it to, and any other smart like apps. There's like one other one it listed besides Alexa. I didn't have that one, so I didn't know what it was. But anyway, you can, so like say that it's in its cooking cycle and it gets done and you're working on something, you can just tell Alexa to keep it warm, or you can come over and push the keep warm button, which is completely new to me. I never heard of a keep warm button on it before. This also has a preheat, so you can preheat your air fryer, which the other ones I've had before, I didn't have to preheat, but this one you can preheat. And you can have Alexa, or you can do that through the app as well. So if you need to preheat it and you just don't want to get up, I don't know, if you want to be super lazy and don't want to have to get up to come in here and preheat your air fryer, you can do it through the app. Or maybe you're working on something, like so maybe you're outside working in the yard and you know you need to get the air fryer heated up for dinner, you can do that. So super, super convenient. This air fryer normally is $119, but this is going to be on sale on Prime Day on Amazon. If you guys are like me, you know exactly what Amazon Prime Day is. There's 2 days, actually. I think there's 2 days every year, but it's 2 days this year, the 21st and 22nd. So you're seeing this video in time to be able to order this if you'd like. But it'll be on sale for $83.99 for Prime Day. So I'll have a link for it. I'm really liking it so far. It has a ton of presets. So you can go through here. There's like cake, breads. We have like fries or frozen food. There's fish, chicken, chops, bacon. There's all kinds of things on here. The recipe book that comes with it is huge. Plus, I forgot to mention, in the app, there's like over 100 recipes on the app. I'll kind of, I kind of scrolled through some of those and took a screenshot of those. But yeah, there's a ton of recipes. So I am so excited to start using an air fryer again. You guys, like I said earlier in this video, you guys kind of have reminded me to use the air fryer, and this is the best time of year to use it in the summertime. We don't want to heat up our houses or anything. So if you're interested, like I said, it has a really large basket. Really love it. So far, I've used it a few times, and so far I'm loving it. It's working really well, really easy to clean up. And now that I know certain things not to do and to do for your air fryer, I'm hoping that I'll keep this one in really good shape, because in the past I have kind of ruined my air fryers by doing the things that they say don't do. So anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to give you some info on this. Again, it'll be linked down below, but let's get into the next recipe. Hey guys, so it is an end of a really long work day, really long work week, and I want to bring you a recipe that your family is going to think you spent a lot of time on, but you didn't. It seems fancy. This is chicken cordon bleu, and this is just a great weekday meal. You can make it in your air fryer. That's where we're making it today, since this is an air fryer video. But I just wanted to show you, this takes very, very few ingredients. It does not take long at all to make. And like I said, when your family gets it, they're gonna just feel like it's just kind of fancy. It's not, it's just not a simple chicken meal. Now, the chicken tenders I made earlier in this video, it was a lot more simple. This one your family is going to love. So you probably have had this before, maybe, maybe not. We'll see if it looks familiar to you. Here are the ingredients you're gonna need. You need some sort of chicken. So I didn't take enough of my Costco chicken out, so I had to go buy some more chicken that was thawed out. So you need chicken. The original recipe is from Skinny Taste, and it makes 6 servings. I'm just gonna be doing 4 servings. So 2 pieces of the cordon bleu is a serving. So there's 4, I have 4 pretty big chicken breasts. So I'm gonna cut these in half, both of those in half. Then for the inside of it, you're going to need some ham. I actually had some other kind of ham that's a little bit better than this, but it was eaten. So I have to learn to put things somewhere where they won't get eaten by the family before I make them. Anyway, so you need some sort of ham, and then you need cheese. So I have this thin sliced Swiss cheese. I'm not a huge fan of Swiss cheese. Sometimes I'll put a different kind of cheese inside of this, but this is just a thin sliced, so I think I can handle it. But Swiss cheese is just not one of my favorite cheeses, but it works really good in this recipe. So this is thin sliced Swiss cheese. You don't need to use the thin kind. It's just what I picked up, a little bit lower calorie. Then you need salt and pepper, of course. And for the breading, so you'll need a couple of eggs and some water to make an egg wash. And then the breading on it, you're gonna use a half a cup of breadcrumbs, a quarter cup of grated Parmesan, and that'll be your breading. So let's go ahead and throw this together, and I'll just show you how super quick and easy this is. You can pair this with like some vegetables. I think I'm gonna do a side salad. I think it's the same side salad that I made with the chicken tenders, but anyway, I'm gonna be doing just a simple side salad, but you can do like broccoli, you could do anything on the side if you want to do some sort of noodles or rice or cauliflower rice, that kind of thing. Oh, also, speaking of cauliflower rice, if you want to make this super it's already not too high of carb, because these breadcrumbs are 21 grams for 1/3 of a cup, and of course you're not eating the entire half a cup we're going to be using for the breading. But if you want to make this super keto friendly, you can just use, in place of the breadcrumbs, just use crunched up pork rinds. It'll work exactly the same. So you could definitely, all the rest of these ingredients are keto friendly. So this is another great low carb keto meal that you can make for your family. Okay, let's get cooking. The first thing we need to do is to flatten this out a lot more. You want it pretty thin, so you can do that. There's a few ways you can do this. You can do it with like a mallet, which is what I'm going to use, and I put mine in between two pieces of wax paper. You can use plastic wrap, whatever you'd like, or you can use like a mason jar, like the bottom of a mason jar usually will work pretty well, or like a heavy glass, but I just do it this way. So I just put my chicken there, and then I just take my mallet and just flatten it out until it gets nice and flat. Now I want it flatter than this. I'll show you when I'm all done about how thin I feel like they should be. Okay, so we have our chicken here. You can see it's pretty thin. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to roll them up. I'm going to seal them with a toothpick. I don't know how, every time I watch a recipe video of these on like the people's recipe website and they have a video, they never show them putting a toothpick in them, but mine always fall apart. So I'm going to use a toothpick. So let me show you how you roll them up. Now, as usual, I'm going to season everything. I'm going to season my eggs, season my breadcrumbs. I'm going to season the inside of this chicken because you don't want to forget to do that. Some recipes don't tell you to do that when you are when you're putting stuffing a chicken or something like that. So I'm going to season that. Then once we roll it up, I'll season the outside. But I'm just going to use salt and pepper, just real simple. That way you can just really get the flavor of the cheese and the ham. So we'll just do that, and then we are going to do a few pieces of ham, and you just want to put as little as you want. This is pretty thin sliced ham, so I'm just going to do like 3 slices there, and then you want to put a slice of your cheese. Now, like I said, I'm using this thin sliced cheese, but you can use whatever you'd like. With smaller pieces of chicken, of course, you'll have to use maybe a half a slice. But some of these flattened out pretty big, so some of these may be bigger than others, and then you just roll it up, and there you go. Like I said, I prefer to seal it up with a toothpick just to ensure that it's not gonna unravel on me. But that's all we do, and then I'll season the outside, and then let me show you real quickly the breading, and then I'm gonna do the rest of them, and then we'll show you the next step. Okay, so we're going to dip it into the egg first, and this is just 2 eggs with 1 tablespoon of water, just to kind of make an egg wash. And then, of course, we're going to do like I was saying with the tenders. You want to really shake off all that excess egg, and then we're just going to stick it in the breadcrumbs. And this is a half a cup of breadcrumbs and a 1/4 cup of that grated Parmesan cheese. And we're just going to go like that. Again, kind of shake it off, and then we're just going to set that aside, and I'm going to do the rest of them, and then we're ready to cook these babies up. Okay, so here is our chicken. I did spray it with some cooking spray. I sprayed them on the outside like I did with the tenders earlier in this video. So we're going to put this at 400 degrees. My air fryer is already all preheated. 400 degrees for 12 minutes. We're going to flip it halfway through. If you want to do this in the oven, you do it at 450 for I think 15 minutes, but I will have the recipe link down below. You want to do these in batches so they cook evenly. So I'm picking 3 that are really similar, and I have them on that parchment paper that I told you guys earlier in this video, which remind me, I will have it linked down below. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in, and I'll show you what they look like when you flip them halfway through. Okay, I'm getting ready to flip. This is what they look like after 6 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and flip these over and put them back in for 6 minutes, and it should be all cooked through. Of course, if your chicken is thicker, you want to make sure you test the temperature, of course, to make sure that it is all cooked through. Here are the finished Cordon Bleus. And make sure if you use toothpicks like I did, you take the toothpicks out before you serve them. But don't these just look good? They are crunchy, and I will show you how I serve mine, and I'll show you the insides of them. Okay, so I have 2 of them here. That's what it looks like on the inside with the cheese and the ham. I like to serve mine with mustard, and I prefer Dijon mustard when I have them. I don't know why, I just like to have them that way. So I have the Grey Poupon country Dijon mustard. Leave me a comment down below if you remember the old Grey Poupon commercials. Do they have those anymore? I don't have cable, so I don't know. Anyway, so my whole thing I'm serving, I have 2 of them with my favorite side salad. I have spring mix, some reduced sugar craisins, some blue cheese crumbles, and some walnuts with some of this honey mustard dressing from Thrive Market. And this is going to be my dinner. Doesn't this look amazing? So when I was editing this video, I realized I never did an outro for this video, and I am definitely not camera ready at this point to film one. So I just wanted to tell you guys I appreciate you so much and taking time out of your day to watch my videos. I hope you enjoyed these 2 air fryer recipes. This really inspired me and made me realize how much I missed using my air fryer. So thank you all so much who leave comments all the time saying that you love your air fryer and that you're looking for more recipes, because I had so much fun looking for these, and I am on the hunt for more air fryer recipes, so stay tuned for those. It's perfect for the summertime for sure. I will have all the information down below, the 2 recipes that these were inspired from, as well as the link to the air fryer, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.